December 1914. A bitter winter had settled over the battlefields of World War I. The ground was frozen solid, covered in a thick blanket of snow. The trenches, a labyrinth of mud and ice, offered little protection from the biting wind and freezing temperatures. Soldiers on both sides huddled in their dugouts, shivering in the cold, their breath misting in the frigid air. The air was thick with the stench of death and decay. The deafening roar of artillery fire echoed across the desolate landscape. For weeks, the men had endured relentless shelling and machine gun fire. Fear and exhaustion were etched on their faces. The Christmas truce was still days away, and the thought of home, of warmth and family seemed like a distant dream. In the trenches, survival was the only priority. Every day was a struggle against the elements, against hunger, against the constant threat of death. It began quietly, almost tentatively. On Christmas Eve, German soldiers placed candles on their trenches and Christmas trees. They began to sing carols, their voices echoing through the cold night air. The British soldiers, initially wary, listened in amazement. Then something remarkable happened. British soldiers responded with carols of their own, their voices joining the Germans in a harmonious chorus that transcended the trenches and the barbed wire that separated them. A sense of wonder and disbelief filled the air. For a brief moment, the war seemed to fade into the background. The soldiers on both sides, united by the spirit of Christmas, lowered their weapons and emerged from their trenches. Cautiously at first, the men approached each other in no man's land, the desolate strip of land that separated the two armies. There was hesitation, suspicion, and the ingrained fear of the enemy. But as they drew closer, something extraordinary occurred. The soldiers recognized each other not as enemies, but as fellow human beings, united by their shared humanity. In the eerie silence of the Christmas truce, a remarkable scene unfolded. Soldiers from both sides exchanged gifts, cigarettes, chocolates, and small tokens of friendship. They shared stories of their families and homes, their hopes and dreams for the future. The trenches, once symbols of division and hatred, became a place of unexpected camaraderie and shared humanity. Letters were exchanged, addresses shared, promises made to write to families back home. The truce was a testament to the power of the human spirit to transcend even the most bitter of conflicts. The soldiers sang carols together, their voices blending in a chorus of peace and goodwill. For a few precious hours, the horrors of war were forgotten. The Christmas truce was a spontaneous act of humanity in the midst of unimaginable barbarity. It was a testament to the power of the human spirit to recognize our shared humanity. Even in the depths of war, the truce was a flickering candle in the darkness, a symbol of hope in a time of despair. In a testament to the unifying power of sport, a game of football broke out in no man's land. Soldiers from both sides, forgetting their differences, chased after the ball with childlike enthusiasm. The game, played in the shadow of trenches and barbed wire, was a powerful symbol of the absurdity of war. Laughter and cheers replaced the sounds of gunfire and explosions. The truce was a reminder that beneath the uniforms and the propaganda, these were young men who shared common dreams and aspirations. The game was a testament to the power of sport to transcend political and ideological divides. As the sun began to set on Christmas Day, the soldiers knew that the truce could not last forever. They had to return to their trenches, to the reality of war. But the memory of that extraordinary day would stay with them long after the guns fell silent. The Christmas truce was a powerful reminder of the futility of war and the importance of peace. Section 5. A momentary unity. The Christmas truce of 1914 was indeed a spontaneous act of humanity in the midst of one of the most brutal wars in human history. It was a brief flicker of peace and goodwill in a time of unimaginable violence and destruction. The truce was a testament to the power of the human spirit to transcend hatred and division, even in the face of overwhelming odds. Although the truce was not universally observed in some sectors, the fighting continued unabated. But in many places along the Western Front, soldiers on both sides laid down their arms and met in no man's land, sharing cigarettes, singing carols, and playing games. For a brief time, the trenches were no longer a place of fear and hatred, but a place of peace and fellowship. The truce was a powerful reminder that the soldiers who fought in World War I were not so different from each other. They were sons, brothers, fathers, and friends. They had hopes and dreams, and they longed for peace. The truce showed that even in the midst of war, the human spirit could not be completely extinguished. Section 6. The truce ends. As the sun rose on December 26th, the truce gradually came to an end. The soldiers returned to their trenches, the fragile peace shattered by the resumption of artillery fire. The war, with all its brutality and senselessness, continued. The Christmas truce was a brief interlude of peace and humanity in a conflict that would claim millions of lives. Despite its brevity, the truce had a profound impact on the soldiers who experienced it. Many spoke of it as a life-changing event, a reminder of their shared humanity and the futility of war. The truce became a symbol of hope and peace, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, the human spirit can prevail. The truce was a testament to the power of hope and the yearning for peace that resides in the hearts of even the most battle-hardened soldiers. It was a reminder that the common bonds of humanity can transcend even the most bitter of conflicts. The truce was a beacon of light in the darkness of war, a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit. Section 7. The General's Response. The news of the Christmas truce was met with mixed reactions. Many ordinary people were touched by the stories of peace and goodwill. However, the high commands on both sides were furious. They saw the truce as a sign of weakness and a threat to morale. Orders were issued forbidding any further fraternization with the enemy. The generals feared that the truce would undermine the fighting spirit of their troops. They were determined to crush any possibility of peace until victory was achieved, no matter the cost in human life. The generals' response to the truce highlighted the gulf that often exists between those who wage war and those who fight in them. The Christmas truce was an inconvenient truth for those in power. It challenged the narrative of hatred and division that they had so carefully constructed. The truce was a testament to the power of human connection, a force that transcended national boundaries and political ideologies. It was a reminder that peace is always possible, even in the midst of the most brutal conflicts. Section 8. News from Home. Despite the attempts of the military leaders to suppress the story, news of the Christmas truce eventually reached the outside world. Letters written by soldiers who had participated in the truce were published in newspapers, and photographs of the event were widely circulated. The public reaction was overwhelmingly positive. People were touched by the stories of soldiers from opposing sides, setting aside their differences and coming together in the spirit of peace and goodwill. The truce offered a glimmer of hope in a world consumed by war. It showed that even in the midst of unimaginable brutality, the human spirit could still find a way to express its innate desire for peace. The Christmas truce was a powerful reminder that war is not the only answer. It showed that even in the darkest of times, the human spirit can find a way to shine through. The truce was a testament to the power of hope, compassion, and the enduring belief in the possibility of a better world. It was a story that needed to be told and retold, a beacon of light in a world often shrouded in darkness. Section 9. A Legacy of Hope. The Christmas truce of 1914 was a remarkable event, a testament to the power of the human spirit to transcend even the most bitter of conflicts. It was a brief flicker of peace and goodwill in a time of unimaginable violence and destruction. The truce was a reminder that even in the midst of war, the soldiers on both sides were still human beings, capable of compassion, empathy, and even friendship. The truce has inspired generations of people and continues to serve as a powerful symbol of peace and hope. It is a reminder that even in the darkest of times, the human spirit can prevail, and that peace is always possible, even if it is only for a brief moment in time. The Christmas truce serves as a poignant reminder of the human cost of war and the importance of striving for peace. It is a story that continues to resonate today, a testament to the power of hope and the enduring belief in the possibility of a better world. Section 10. Remembering the Truce. The Christmas truce was a fleeting moment of peace in a long and brutal war. It was a moment when the soldiers on both sides of the conflict chose to recognize their shared humanity. The truce was a testament to the power of hope, compassion, and the enduring belief in the possibility of a better world. Today, the Christmas truce is remembered as a symbol of peace and goodwill. It is a reminder that even in the midst of conflict, there is always hope for peace. The truce is commemorated in songs, poems, books, and films. It is a story that continues to inspire and move people around the world. The Christmas truce of 1914 was a remarkable event, a testament to the power of the human spirit to transcend even the most bitter of conflicts. It is a story that deserves to be remembered and shared, a beacon of hope in a world that often seems shrouded in darkness.